So how do you dominate 2026? It's the 1st of January right now, and I decided, hey, why not start off the year with a video giving you a complete guide on how to start and scale an online business to 10K a month so you can get the time, location, financial freedom, whatever it is that you want to do with it. Enough excuses, right? It's time to lock in. This is going to be your year only if you actually take the action and decide that you want to dominate 2026. So let's get right into it. The first thing you want to do, right, with everything, whenever you want to make money anywhere, whether it's online, whether it's in the real world, you need to decide what you want to sell. And there's two different paths that you can go into. You can go ahead and sell to B2B, right? This is where I operate right now. I sell business to business, or you can sell business to consumers. Now, business to business, you can sell software, right? With AI right now, you can literally go and vibe code the software in under an hour, right? And you can go and sell that software to different companies that need the exact solution that your software delivers to them. You can also sell leads or sales opportunities. This is what I currently do. I am a middleman for my clients where I connect them with their target prospects. And every single time I make that connection, I'm getting paid out. Or you can sell, services or marketing services in general. So I'm more of a B2B guy, right? And I find it to be the easiest to get started with, especially if you're a beginner or especially if you've never run an online business before and you need to get cash flow fast. It's less volume, right? I don't need to work with like hundreds and hundreds of clients every single month. Myself, I have a couple of clients that I work with that I sell sales opportunities to, and I make pretty good money with just that. So you can also go into B2C. And this is where you sell a physical product, digital product, or you sell like an app, iOS or Android app. You can go with B2C. It's definitely up to you. It's definitely what your preferences are. But please note that it requires experience with marketing and distribution, right? With B2C, it's so easy to create a digital product. It's so easy to source physical products from China. It's easy to create an app with AI these days, but where a lot of people fall short is the actual marketing and distribution of that product, right? Because you need high volume, right, to make good enough money, right? So just because it's very low ticket, it costs like $10, $20, 30, $50, you need to sell a lot of product in order to be able to make good money with this. So this is why I like B2B, right? Because I don't need to close a lot of clients. I don't need hundreds and hundreds of people paying me, right? As long as I have a couple of clients working with me and I'm selling something high ticket or something expensive, then I can make pretty good money with that. So choose what you want to do, but this guide is going to be more focused on the B2B side of things, specifically the leads and sales opportunities, just because this is what I currently do. And, for me, it's been the easiest model to run. Now, once you've made a decision, and please don't take more than like 30 minutes in deciding whether you want to go B2B or B2C, right? This is the year that we start taking action, right? Let's stop planning. Let's stop thinking. Let's stop being stuck in our heads. Let's stop being analytical. Just do it, right? Stop researching. Just do it. 30 minutes, B2B, B2C, you decide. If you decide to go with B2C, stop watching this video right now because I won't be able to help you, and go find other videos that you can watch that can help you start a B2C online business. But if you wanna, or you're curious about starting a B2B business, then watch this video. So the second thing, right, and this, by the way, represents days. So day 2, right, you wanna create an offer for your product or service, right? Again, this is gonna be more focused on B2B. So let's say I'm selling leads to companies, right? Whether it's a B2C company or B2B company. So what the difference is, B2C companies sell to consumers, but they still need leads, right? And B2B companies also sell business to business and usually sell high ticket stuff. So in general, I operate as a middleman. So I work with both B2C and B2B. So if you were to strip everything down, I'm selling leads to companies. Basically, that's what I do. The first thing is picking a niche. Right, most important thing is picking a niche because everything else will kind of follow through after that. you want to go after high ticket industries only, right? And the reason why I tell you to go after high ticket industries only is because they pay more as one sale is worth more for them, right? That makes sense. Meaning they will pay you as long as the ROI makes sense. They'll pay you a lot more money because if they're able to close or bring in a client or customer from what you're providing to them, it's more money for them, if that makes sense. So I don't know, say someone pays me 2K a month and I'm selling them leads and sales opportunities, right? Or I book appointments for them and they close, let's say out of 10 appointments, they close one, right? But let's say that one client is worth to them 5K a month. And let's say on average, their retention rate is about 6 months. So out of the 2K they just paid me, right? They are making about, I don't know, quick maths, 20, 30K. Yes, so around 30K out of paying me the 2K, right? And this is why they're going to be more than happy to pay me 2K is because if I bring them 10 opportunities and they can close at least one, right? Which I'm pretty sure they are able to do that. They make 30K back. So this is why it's important to go after high ticket industries where one client customer is worth good money to them. So you want to pick one niche at the start, right? Don't try to go after everybody and everyone. You want to focus down on one single niche to begin with. You can branch off to others later on. I'm not saying, pick one niche and you have to stick with it your whole life. No. I personally work with like 3 different niches right now. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I mastered fulfillment. So you pick one niche to start off with, and this is where you're going to be able to master fulfillment or service delivery, right? Whatever you're delivering. And then once you're able to master that, then you can branch out to other industries and niches. Like there's no rule book that says you have to only stick to one niche. I'm just saying stick to one niche at the start, practice your fulfillment, practice your operations or client fulfillment or service delivery, and then you can branch off to different industries once you've mastered that. It basically removes like complexity, right? You don't need complexity at the start, especially if you're just beginning, because the more complexity you add to this, the less motivated you're going to get and the less likely you are to stick with it. So just pick one thing for now. If you're wondering, right, if you want to sell leads to companies, you can go to ChatGPT, right, and basically say, give me high ticket B2B and B2C industries that I could target where I can sell leads or sales opportunities for a high ticket price. And GPT will give you a list of all the industries that you could go after. Just pick one and then stick with that one. So once you've picked a niche, right? I know you probably heard this a lot. Do market research. You got to understand your niche. But trust me, it's really, really important, right? Do not skip this step. And also don't just do basic market research. Don't just go on Google and Google one thing and then call it market research. I want you to sit down for an hour, 2 hours, however long it takes, and really, 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 really research the niche you're going after, right? You can use deep research. It's a GPT I personally like to use to do some of my research. And this is the prompt that you can use. I'm going to hold it up right here so you can take a screenshot and then just give it to the GPT. Say like, I'm going into this industry and I'm selling XYZ. So give me, all this research, and you can paste this prompt. And once you've done your research, you want to create an offer, right? This is where you take everything you've done here, everything you understand about the industry that you're going after, and you basically create almost like a 1 sentence explanation of how you're going to benefit the business that you're going to be working with, right? So that's basically what an offer is. And it needs to provide a win-win situation for both you and the client, right? It needs to reduce as much risk as possible when working with you, but it also needs to have like a lot of potential upside that the client can have when working with you. This is exactly why I like being a middleman, is because I know that if my clients, are paying me like $200, $300 per sales opportunity I generate for them, that out of 10, they pay me $3,000 if they pay me $300 per sales opportunity, but they close one and they sell high ticket stuff, then the ROI is there. There's zero risk for them because they literally only pay me when I provide them with qualified sales opportunities. And, it's a win-win situation. And that way they're able to stay with me for long periods of time, because why break something that gives you a good ROI within your business? So if you're curious about how this whole middleman thing works, then click the link below this video in the description, book a call with me, and I'll go through the entire business model with you. So when you are coming up with an offer, just make sure your client makes at least 4 to 5x returns when working with you, right? Because when you're able to provide 4 to 5x return, this becomes a non-brainer, right? But in order to get the client in, for them to see this 4 to 5x return, you need to be able to minimize risk or any upfront risk when it comes to working with you. So I don't mean to say like do guarantees or guarantee a certain outcome, right? But what I'm saying is give them a test, right? More like a pilot run of what it is you do, so they can basically gauge, how you work and whether they trust you. Because when you're closing a client, their trust is here, and they don't really know, you can have the most amazing pitch, but they will never really know how it is to work with you until they actually try it. And a lot of clients, especially these days in a flooded market where, they're getting reached out to every single day, they're very, very, very skeptical. So if you're not a huge company already with massive amounts of social proof and case studies, you need to be able to give them a really, really risk-free test run that they can use to test you, so they can bring their trust all the way up here. Once they trust you, and once they see that you are a person that could potentially make them a 4 to 5x return, they're going to be more than happy to pay you more money. So really, a lot of people struggle when it comes to client acquisition is because they're not offering their clients like a, I don't know what to call, like a test pilot or a trust mini service that your clients can take on in order to gain trust when working with you in the future. So have an offer, right? When it comes to selling leads, let's say I have an offer, hey, I'll put you in conversations with 5 hyper qualified leads within the next 2 weeks, and then I will sell them like 1 or 2 qualified sales opportunities. If they like it, they continue working with me, and then I sell them like 50 opportunities, right? More high ticket. So they buy in low, they gain trust, and then they place a bigger order. So I hope that made sense. But moving on to the third thing, right? On the third day, you should start to think about eyeballs, right? How do you get as many eyeballs as possible? Because the more people that see your offer every day, the more they are likely to convert. So I want you to attack them with brute force. As many people as possible, eyeballs, 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 right? 3 things we need before we start generating eyeballs, right? And this is, again, more for B2B. Give me a second, just need to. So the first thing you need is a website or landing that represents your offer and your company, right? Don't spend hours and hours building out your website. Literally go to Lovable, give it a prompt, build out the entire website in under an hour or 2 hours. Make sure the copy is good. And again, you can use all the research you've done here, copy that research into a Google Doc, give it to a GPT that's been trained on how to be a copywriter. You can actually search GPTs, that are copywriters, and you can basically tell it, write me an entire website copy that I can use for this particular industry. Put it into Lovable, it will build you everything. Just give it some design notes. So your website needs to answer every single objection that a potential prospect might have before they even engage with you. Because what happens is when you make that first touch point, they might see your message, but they're skeptical. So they're not going to reply first time. They're going to go check you out first, meaning they will go onto your website or lander. And if the copy on your website or lander speaks directly to them, and I mean, when they are reading it, they should be like, damn, this guy is really talking to me, directly to me. They will then go and reply to your initial message or your follow-up, right? This is how it works. This is the process, that the prospect goes through before they book a call with you. You also need to have a mini VSL or like a Loom video that pre-sells prospects. And I personally have like a 3-minute video that I send to people that reply to my outreach. When they say send more info, I know they're skeptical. I send them a 2-minute Loom video, basically going through my offer, my service. And then I also include another CTA to book a call. In Loom, you can actually have a button, book a call, and then also in the video say, let's schedule a call so we can go through exactly how we can implement this for your company. Don't reply to people with like massive amounts of information or keeping it text heavy, explaining your service. Send them a 2-minute Loom video and then follow up with them. Third thing is channels to focus on. Cold emails being the first one. I love cold emails. I've been doing cold emails for a couple of years now, and they've always worked out for me. So whenever I start a new offer or whenever I want to get clients in through the door, I always look at cold emails. Next, I have LinkedIn, then Facebook groups, and if you can find it, personal Instagram profiles convert like crazy. So if you're able to find someone's personal Instagram profile and reach out to them on there, right? And don't have your Instagram as like a very salesy thing. Have it as more of like a personal profile. So you're basically triaging your way into their DMs. They look at you, you look like a normal person, they're more likely to reply, right? Because if you make your Instagram like very salesy, or it's obvious that you want to sell something, they're not gonna reply because they know that you're gonna sell them something. So same thing with LinkedIn. Distribution strategy. The first thing you want to do is figure out how you can automate cold emails with AI. Trust me, do not send manual emails, right? Try to automate them with AI. Like, it's possible these days. Why are you even spending your time sending manual emails? Spend the $200, $300 a month to be able to automate these emails. Me personally, I book anywhere from 30 up to 50 sales calls every single month through my cold emails. And that's basically paying $5 to $8 per call, $5 to $8 per B2B call. If you were to go and run Facebook ads, you'd be paying $200, $300, $400 per call, right? This is why cold emails, once you've cracked it, really, really valuable. So once you figure this out, right, I have more videos on cold emails. Go ahead and watch them. You have one channel sending 1,000 targeted emails daily with your offer, right? And you're already like 90% ahead of other people at this point. If you want to take it further, you can also do some manual LinkedIn outreach, right? Optimize your profile. Don't make it too salesy. Have it professional, but don't make it like, I'll guarantee you this and that, right? It's sales resistance. People will have sales resistance looking at your profile, and you don't want to have people have sales resistance before they even speak to you. So optimize your profile. Have a professional like cover image with like your company logo, but don't have it like we generate XYZ leads and stuff. No, right? And just have it natural, right? But professional, if that makes sense. And once you have the profile, you want to go to search and enter an industry keyword. So for example, if you're targeting, I don't know, SaaS companies or B2B SaaS companies, you will literally search up B2B SaaS, and then LinkedIn gives you an ability to filter. So click on that filter by job titles, put the decision makers on there, select United States, United Kingdom, Europe, whatever you're targeting as a location. And then every single day, send 20 connections requests per day, every single day. This way, you're quickly going to warm up your LinkedIn. You're going to grow your status, because if people see that you have like a lot of connections and a lot of followers, they're more likely to reply, right? So, and also you want to make one post on LinkedIn every single day. There's a tool called Phantom Writer. Search it up, Phantom Writer. Sign up to it, and you can basically automate LinkedIn posts and post every single day. Use the research you've done here, right? Put it into a Google Doc, and then whenever you're writing LinkedIn's, use that research to then come up with posts that directly relate to the person you're targeting. So what happens here is you're sending these connection requests. Someone is looking at them like, David just sent me a connection request. And then they look at your profile first. They see, okay, David posts a lot of good stuff about my XYZ problem. They accept your connection request. And then once they accept it, you reach out to them. You say like, hey, quick question, or like, hey, do you guys still? And then, anything related to what they are currently doing. So just slide in, send like 3 messages, and then follow up with them until they reply, and then continue making posts on LinkedIn. And this way you're going to grow your LinkedIn account really, really, really quick. And once you're able to grow it, it also goes to this channel, right? Because when you're reaching out to people with cold emails, they will go check you out on LinkedIn. And if they see you have like 500 plus connections and like 5,000 followers, they're more likely to reply to you, right? Facebook groups, a strategy I like to use: create a personal profile. Don't make it professional, just like a personal profile. Join Facebook groups in your industry. Once you're accepted, start posting and helping other people in the group, like, commenting under the posts, making useful posts. And then whoever engages back, you start DM conversations. Like, you look at the active people and you go and message them and you start DM conversations, because if they've seen your posts and how much you're helping out that group, they're more likely to reply. And this leads to a lot of like warm bookings. So these 3 things, if you do on a daily basis, right, you are literally guaranteed at least 3 to 5 sales calls every single day. And with 3 to 5 sales calls every single day, you will get to 10K per month in probably the next 2 months, if you actually take the action and implement everything that I've talked about in this video today. So your daily activities to get to 10K per month in 2026 should be marketing. Get eyeballs, as many eyeballs as possible, and then figure out how you convert those eyeballs. I have other videos on my sales process, so go ahead and make sure to click on my profile, binge watch some of the videos, find the sales videos and watch them as well. So trust me when I say this is going to be your year, right? This is going to be the year where you lock in and you dominate 2026. If you follow everything I've went through, right, in 2 months time, come back to me, let me know where you gotten up to. I can confidently say, like, if you follow everything that I laid out here, you'll be able to get to 10K a month potentially. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you found value, make sure to subscribe, as I post a lot more videos just like this. And apart from that, again, if you're interested in what I do when it comes to selling leads and sales opportunities to companies with my AI systems, then make sure to click the link below this video in the description. Book a one-to-one call with me, and I'll go through the entire roadmap that you can personally use to start selling leads and sales opportunities to companies.